And what does courage look like, but also acknowledging that you're not at the center. This isn't a performance, but you're also taking authority over a room. It's a really challenging balance. And that's something I think that yeah, it's a big question. It's not something by any means that I feel like I've figured out anyway. I think about when I started leading worship. I started leading worship in the end of high school. And I remember like maybe emotion number one in the first time that I led a rehearsal and led a worship set was terror. Just, okay, all right, this is a sacred responsibility. I'm supposed to, lead these songs, but I'm not supposed to be it's not about me, so I can't be thinking about myself, and so I gotta, be in the background, but I gotta tell people what to do, and so I'm gonna authoritatively, but what if I messed it up? And then the whole time I'm leading worship, I'm thinking about how I shouldn't be thinking about how I'm doing as I'm leading worship, and I really should be, focusing on the Lord, but also telling people what to do. It's a lot, we ask of worship leaders. And so that whole mental conversation is not something, that is completely eradicated. But I think if there's one way that I have seen God grow me into the role of worship leader, it's in that question of being brave to speak and to sing with authority, and yet to have the authority be the Holy Spirit. It reminds me, there's this song by Israel Houghton that's like, Jesus at the center of it all. And even today I was actually thinking about this song while I was in this environment of worship. This idea of Jesus being at the center, it's a big paradigm shift to put Jesus at the center. I think I'm used to myself being at the center, just honestly, like of my life. Jesus is like on the shelf of one of many things that informs my life. So as worship leader, it would not be worship leading if, you're at the center and Jesus is one thing that informs you and you're in charge and you're taking the reins and telling people what to do. But Jesus is at the center, but you're at the center with Jesus, right? Like you're like nestled in Jesus's chest, or you're like a ring on his finger, something like that. You're part of Jesus's body, joining Jesus in what Jesus is doing in a space, but you're right there with him, sort of telling people and guiding people into this encounter with God. Bravery is joining Jesus in his work, in a room, in a community, and not being afraid to use your voice and to occupy that authority with confidence, no matter who you are, no matter, if you're used to that. To join Jesus's voice with confidence, but also with a full awareness that Jesus is at the center. You're just hanging out with Jesus.